Welcome to our in-depth exploration of the making of Led Zeppelin IV, one of the most iconic rock albums of all time. Released in 1971, this album not only propelled Led Zeppelin into rock superstardom but also reshaped the landscape of rock music. From Stairway to Heaven to the hard-hitting Black Dog, every song on the album tells a story, both musically and through the process of its creation. Today, we'll take you behind the scenes of this classic album, exploring the creative environment, the innovative recording techniques, and the band's dynamic that made the album such a timeless masterpiece. Recording largely took place at Headley Grange, a dilapidated Victorian house in Hampshire, England. Far from the sterile environment of a traditional studio, Headley Grange provided a relaxed informal setting that fostered creativity and experimentation. Originally built as a workhouse in the 1790s, Headley Grange was known for its atmospheric and haunting vibe, something the band found appealing. Headley Grange was perfect for us. It allowed us to be creative in a comfortable and inspiring setting, away from the pressures and distractions of a traditional studio. The decision to record at Headley Grange wasn't just about comfort, it was a deliberate choice to capture a unique sound. The band had used the house before, and the natural acoustics of its large echoing spaces became an essential part of the album's character. Andy Johns, the engineer for the album, described the setup. "We'd recorded part of Led Zeppelin III there and loved the sound. The echo and reverb you could get in the house were just amazing, especially for Bonzo's drums." One of the most legendary moments from these sessions was the recording of John Bonham's drums for When the Levee Breaks. Johns and Page set up Bonham's drum kit at the bottom of the house's main stairwell, with microphones placed on the landing 2 stories above. This setup captured the enormous reverberating sound that would become one of the most sampled drum beats in music history. It was really just luck. Bonzo started playing, and we all looked at each other. We knew we'd found something special. One of the defining tracks on the album is Stairway to Heaven. The genesis of this song is almost mythical in itself. Written primarily by Jimmy Page and Robert Plant, the song came together during one of the band's relaxed writing sessions at Headley Grange. Page was playing an acoustic guitar by the fireplace, experimenting with different chord progressions. Plant, sitting nearby with a pen and paper, suddenly began writing lyrics almost instinctively. He later reflected on this moment, saying, "The lyrics just came to me. I was holding a pencil and paper, and for some reason, I was in a very bad mood. I sat there, and as he was playing, I suddenly got these words." The song was built layer by layer, with each band member contributing their part. John Paul Jones added the haunting recorder melody at the beginning, a decision inspired by his appreciation for early English and Celtic music. "I was trying to create a sound that was both medieval and timeless. It was about setting the stage for the journey the song was going to take the listener on." As the song progresses, it gradually builds in intensity, leading to one of the most famous guitar solos in rock history. Page recorded the solo in a single take, using his 1959 Fender Telecaster, which had been gifted to him by Jeff Beck. "We didn't spend hours trying to perfect it. It was all about capturing the moment. There's something magical about not overthinking things. You just go with what feels right." Experimentation was at the heart of recording. The band was not content with simply repeating the formulas of their previous albums. They pushed themselves to explore new sounds and techniques, often using unconventional instruments and recording methods. This affinity for unusual sounds included Page employing backwards echo effects to create a psychedelic atmosphere on several tracks. On 4 sticks, Bonham played with 4 drumsticks instead of the usual 2, hence the song's name. This technique produced a powerful driving beat that perfectly complemented the song's complex rhythm. Plant noted, Bonzo was always looking for ways to push himself. Playing with 4 sticks was just another example of how he approached his craft with this childlike curiosity. The band also drew heavily from a diverse array of influences, incorporating elements of folk, blues, and even Indian music into their sound. On the Battle of Evermore, they brought in folk singer Sandy Denny to perform a duet with Plant. The song's lyrics, inspired by Plant's love of Tolkien's work, were filled with references to fantasy and mythology. I was reading a lot of Tolkien at the time, and the imagery just fed into the music. It was a way of creating this otherworldly sound that felt both ancient and modern. The songwriting process for Led Zeppelin IV was highly collaborative, with each member bringing their own ideas and influences to the table. Jimmy Page, as the band's primary guitarist and producer, was often the catalyst for new songs, but it was the interplay between the band members that brought each track to life. We all had our roles, but nothing was set in stone. It was about creating something that was greater than the sum of its parts. Everyone was contributing and pushing each other to do better. John Paul Jones was often the unsung hero of the band, his contributions ranging from bass and keyboards to intricate arrangements that gave the songs their depth and complexity. For example, his work on Stairway included the use of recorders, which he played himself, adding a Baroque, Renaissance feel to the song's opening. I was always looking for ways to add another layer, another dimension to the music. It wasn't just about playing the notes, it was about creating an atmosphere. John Bonham's drumming was, as always, the powerhouse driving the band. His performances on Led Zeppelin IV are considered some of the finest in rock history, showcasing his ability to blend power, finesse, and a deep sense of groove. Bonzo was a force of nature. He could make the drums sing, and he brought a sense of excitement and unpredictability to the music. When Led Zeppelin IV was released on November 8, 1971, it was met with immediate critical and commercial success. The album quickly climbed the charts and has since sold over 37 million copies worldwide, making it one of the best-selling albums in history. Its impact on rock music is immeasurable, influencing countless artists and bands across multiple genres. Critics praised the album for its innovative sound, its powerful performances, and its seamless blending of different musical styles. Rolling Stone described it as a defining moment in rock music, and over the years, it has appeared on numerous lists of the greatest albums of all time. Jimmy Page reflected on the album's enduring appeal, saying, "We wanted to make something timeless, something that would continue to resonate with people long after we were gone. I think with Led Zeppelin IV, we achieved that." The album's legacy extends beyond its music, it's also a cultural touchstone that continues to inspire new generations of listeners. From its mysterious untitled cover art to the mysticism of its lyrics, the record embodies the spirit of rock and roll, bold, rebellious, and unapologetically ambitious. As Robert Plant once said, it's about capturing a moment in time, but also creating something that's bigger than yourself. That's what we did with Led Zeppelin IV. Thank you for joining us on this behind-the-scenes journey into the making of Led Zeppelin IV. We hope you enjoyed these stories and gained a deeper appreciation for this landmark album. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more music history insights.